What's up, collective? Yeah, afternoon. Happy Monday. It is now 12:47 p.m. It's July 27th, 2026. All right, so we're continuing with the criminal mischief videos. This is part 7. And here we're going to talk about the stealth audio and video listening devices, aka bugs, that hackers, your neighbors, psycho exes, and whoever wants to hack you uses, okay? Physical spy gadgets used by criminals, corporate espionage, bad actors, and stalkers to record private conversations or monitoring movements, okay? So the first device is called GSM listening bugs, okay, which is a compact audio transmitters equipped with a standard SIM card, okay? So basically the attacker simply dials the phone number associated with the SIM card to silently listen to live conversations happening in the room from anywhere in the world, okay? And it's funny because I've noticed that in that Dropbox, I have seen phone service being used or phone number service being used. And I'm like, I haven't been on my phone. It's like 5 something in the morning. Like, who the hell am I going to talk to at 5 in the morning, right? So I know. And as soon as I see that and I click it, I kid you not, collective, my phone gets so freaking hot that I can't touch it. Okay, it gets that hot. Okay, and I know that's when I know they're in my phone listening. Okay, so they have another thing that they use, camouflage power strip extension lead bugs. So these are standard looking everyday electronics like power strips, USB wall chargers, or multi-plug adapters, okay, that function perfectly but conceal a hidden microphone and cellular transmitters, okay? So because they plug this directly into a wall outlet, they have an infinite power supply and never run out of battery, okay? I have proof on my Wi-Fi drop list, and I have found names of adapters on there. And it's funny because as soon as I click and I do the screenshot, the thing disappears off the list. And all of a sudden my list refreshes and other junk pops up, and I'm like, yeah, keep playing games, but they're not as fast as I am. Thank you, Father. Then there's another thing called hardware keyloggers, okay, which are tiny adapter blocks plugged directly into the back of a computer between the keyboard cable and the USB port, okay? They passively record every type of keystroke, including passwords and credit card numbers, to an internal flash storage chip for later retrieval. This is how people get their credit card info stolen from their phones and all that stuff, okay? All right? And that's another thing that I've seen, that I've noticed on my phone too, something that's called keystring device, keystring or some junk, and I know that it's part of this, okay? The next thing that they use and that they have is called a mini USB voice recorders, okay? Which is small thumb drives containing hidden digital audio recorders, okay? They can be dropped into a bag or left on a desk to quietly record hours of ambient sound into internal memories, okay? So make sure, guys, when you come home and you feel like something's off, or you feel like maybe somebody was in your house, because I can tell, if somebody was here, I can feel the energy. Make sure you look around and you don't see any extra devices stuff. Also get yourself like those things that detect. I think we'll talk about that and then the next one, okay? So then they have advanced and mass surveillance tools, which are highly sophisticated, illicit, or heavily restricted hardware used in high-level criminal syndicates or state-sponsored espionages, like these targeting programs, like the government having you under MK Ultra and all these terroristic watch groups and all this nonsense, okay? All right, so the first one is, and this is called IMSI catchers, or aka stingrays, which is mobile surveillance machines that mimic legitimate cellular towers. Okay, so it'll mimic whatever closest cellular tower is around your home, it'll mimic it, okay? They force all nearby smartphones to connect to them, allowing operators to track precise physical locations intercept encrypted text messages, and identify specific cellular subscribers. And this is how these people track me and follow me on the road, okay, to the stores and stuff that I go. All right. Then they have signal jammers and deauthors, which are tactical devices that are used to block or overwhelm cellular, GPS, or Wi-Fi frequencies, okay? Criminals carry these during home burglaries or vehicle thefts to intentionally disconnect smart security cameras, wireless alarm systems, and vehicle tracking systems, which they did last week, because I caught somebody on the camera with a black baseball cap and a black t-shirt. He was white, and I know it was this cockroach next door, came to and stole from my soaps in the room, okay? Because the camera went down that day. I was out running errands, and I was in the middle of traffic driving, and I was like, when I seen it, I kept trying to reconnect, and then I got so angry that I had to get off my route and pull into a parking lot and figure out what was going on. And then all of a sudden I saw the glitch of the picture, and I saw the dude, I saw him, and I tried to retrieve it, and it wouldn't let me screenshot or nothing. They had completely froze my phone collective. And I'm not lying about this. Okay? They have another thing that's called laser microphones. Okay? So these are long-range listening devices that bounce an invisible infrared laser beam off a window pane. Sound waves inside the room create microscopic vibrations on the glass, which the returning laser translates back into clean, audible speech from hundreds of yards away. Hence why I caught this mental case on video, and I got her with her or law in the middle of the street saying how she can hear me, and I got him, and I gave that to my attorney too. So ain't no way that she's gonna be able to lie her ass out of that one. Okay? So these are some of the stuff that these cockroaches use to listen to you. Okay? You can sue these people for this. Okay? There are laws behind this. These are felonies. These are punishable from 1 to 20 years in prison, depending on the severity and the extent of the surveillance and what they were using it for. Okay? Also, if you have an ex-veteran, like this cockroach across the street that I know that she's behind this as well, they can also be prosecuted, because it is illegal for a military veteran to possess special legal authorities or military equipment to hack and spy on people. All right? This violates several federal statutes. Okay? And we'll talk about that in another video. All right, my loves? Okay, so the next video that I'm going to do is going to show you what devices you can use to help you block or scramble up these people's things until these people are prosecuted and put in prison. Okay? Like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to donate, hit me up on my email, check out my Etsy, or send a donation. All the info will be in the description box. Thank you. Have a great day.